चक्षु उन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। नमः ओं विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशकारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण। Srila Prabhupada writes that out of all the instructions of the spiritual master, the most important one is to chant 116 rounds minimum every day on japa beads. It was very nice, all these activities and presentations and discussion emphasizing on chanting our rounds, our japa, and all the four groups, they presented their topics very nicely. The mental distraction group, they were very spot on, all the thoughts which occur in the mind, including samosas, devotees, and their mind keeps on chanchal, restless, keeps on giving so many thoughts and thoughts and thoughts. And so that was nice, and they had a very good element that the devotees realized my chanting is not good, my mind is disturbing, so they approached the senior devotee for guidance. So whenever we need help in Krishna consciousness, we just approach. A problem you may be struggling for years and years, but somebody may have a ready-made solution in 2 minutes. It happens. So the second group, external distraction, that was very nice, humorous. Punyashlok Prabhu and Siddharth Prabhu. And this is many devotees' problem. To use mobile for 5 minutes and who knows 2-3 hours go by. And the bigger problem is it is at night. And the consequence is you don't get sleep. Enough sleep. If you don't get enough sleep, your morning chanting is very bad. Or you're not able to chant. Then whole day the chanting gets dragged. The night you have to chant, again you have to sleep late. It's a cycle, vicious cycle. So, and they demonstrated very nice, sleeping early, going to bed early. That's the most essential thing for our japa. Sleep early, you wake up early. Early to bed, early to rise. Makes one healthy, wealthy, and wise. So they demonstrated very nicely, very humorously. That was nice. The third group, what was the routine? Time and routine. Harshita, right? And that format of museum was very nice. There were few members visiting the museum of chanting. And there were exhibits, very accurate exhibits of how in our day-to-day life, multiple duties, even Krishna conscious related duties, they come. And it's difficult to prioritize our japa, or difficult to keep it consistent or do it first. The format of museum was very nice, and At the end of every exhibit, there was a question asked to the audience and the visitors to the museum. That was very nice. It gives a good learning. And the fourth one was also great. The intention and the attitude, the kids demonstrated very well. And initially there is no taste in the chanting, or there is no attachment, or there is no realization that it is important. And then Mukund Prabhu demonstrated very well how to do good japa, and inviting Tulsi Maharani, that was very good. Sri Haridas Thakur, who is Namacharya Haridas Thakur, who used to chant 192 rounds every day, who would chant in front of Tulsi Maharani. And the potency of the holy name increases by chanting in front of Tulsi Maharani. So we should make this an habit in our temple. In all ISKCON temples you see Tulsi Maharani, devotees around in a circle or whatever and chant. In the house also we can do that. So all the four groups gave lots of learning in a very easy way. So thank you. Hare Krishna. And yes, we will have questions now. Yes, Radhika.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
I had a question about when we chant, we're supposed to focus on the name of Krishna, but sometimes you try to focus on the name, but you cannot think what you're exactly supposed to be focusing on specifically. You just hear, you just know the sound, but there's nothing, you don't feel anything. So how can we connect Krishna's name with him while we're chanting so we don't get distracted?
Well, Krishna's name is non-different from Krishna. We may not yet have that realization or experience, but that is part of the technique of japa, that we chant and hear. Like now I am speaking, you are hearing. Right? What else you are doing? Nothing else. So you speak, you hear. So we chant, we hear. We don't subscribe that this hearing is not Krishna, I have to have a separate connection with Krishna, or think of Krishna, or have darshan of Krishna, or some pastime of Krishna. That's not required. If it happens, fine. If it doesn't happen, we don't have to try to make it happen. The holy name is not different from Krishna, so the holy name comes out of my mouth. Now I have to receive it through my ears. The sound has to capture through the ears. So in between these two, the mind gets hooked, the mind gets attached. So we just have to hear. That itself is complete connection with Krishna. The holy name is exactly equal to Krishna. Because we lack that experience. So it's complete connection to Krishna. We just keep on hearing. That hearing will purify our heart. And once our heart is completely pure, we will find the same hearing sweet. And we will develop a realization that holy name is not different from Krishna. So the process is just here. Okay? Hare Krishna. Next. Yes, count up the Prabhu.
We have seen, some devotees, some people, chanting while traveling to work and traveling back from work. So, that is their routine, ready to start. So, but maybe difficult hearing while traveling in the bus or train. So, What is your advice on that front?
So chanting while driving?
No, not driving on bus or train.
Well, it's good to do our minimum 16 rounds nicely at home and do our bonus rounds in the bus and train. Because in the bus and train you are not hearing attentively, there are distractions and your mind is busy thinking about your work or destination, or you have to get down or something has to be completed. It's not a first option, not a first preference. Best is to wake up early, do overruns. And in the bus or train you want to utilize the time, you can hear or read. We should not think that, oh, 2 hours of chanting and 1 hour of train, why don't I save time and chant in train? The save time business. Why do we save time? Because we think time is valuable. Right? There's something more valuable than time. That's chanting. So, if I give somebody $50, I want a good value of that money. So I want to receive a product which is equivalent. So if I give somebody my time for 1 hour, I want some $40, $50 for it because my time is valuable to me. So the same way japa is also valuable. So I am exchanging my time with japa. Japa is more valuable than time and time is more valuable than money. So we should not think that I am wasting my time. Better I save my time by sitting in train and chanting. I am wasting otherwise 2 hours. Let me save that time. No, save your japa. Japa is more valuable. Some people may be accustomed to train chanting and thinking that no, it's not distracted, it is very nice and it's very attentive. But it's not a good habit. Then you don't know what is good chanting. You know, train chanting is good chanting. But there's something else also called good chanting. Right? So we should, that's not be first preference. It can be an extra bonus rounds. First preference is sit nicely at home of temple and chant. So wake up early. That should be first preference. And driving. Don't chant while driving. With japa beat. That's not safe driving. And if you're thinking, no, my attention is on the road, accident will not happen, then it's not good japa. And if you're thinking, no, I'm hearing the holy name nicely, then it's not good driving. So that's not safe. It's risky. Yeah. Yes, next. That's Zada. This parallel task, multitask, that with japa, if I drive or walk, my daily walk, or my exercise, or my train ride, this parallel thing with japa means we are not giving value to japa. We are giving value to time. The time is saved. 2 hours of japa, also I do something 2 hours parallelly, so my time is saved 2 hours per day. That means we are giving value more to time than japa, more to time than Krishna. So japa should be an exclusive activity, not a parallel multitasking activity. Yeah, the mic will come to you.
Yes, to continue what you just
Okay.
but it's still okay to chant even because there's no harm in
No,
saying Bhagwan's name anytime.
while in train you chant, there is no wrong, but don't count it as your 16 rounds.
Yes.
Yeah. There is no rule for not chanting. There is no rule. Yeah.
Hare Krishna. So, Prabhu, because when we start chanting early in the morning, that your consciousness, like when you just woken up and taken a bath and everything, it's not on that optimum level to where you can do it. So sometimes what I do is I start my initial 20-25 minutes of my chanting with a katha in the background. So just to get my my consciousness on that, or something to think about Krishna. So first for 15-20 minutes or 25 minutes I start with that, and then stop and then start my chanting. So there's so that helps me personally to come to that level when I can stand nicely for the next 1 hour 40 minutes or 1 hour 30 minutes. So what do you suggest about that?
You
practice?
first hear katha, or with japa you hear
No,
katha?
with the japa in the background, I start the katha.
What is in the background?
So katha, any leela of Krishna or something in the background goes, so that helps me concentrate my
So it is
chanting
in
on that.
background means what? You don't hear it.
No, I do hear it, but
So
I
the
hear
japa
the japa as well as the
YouTube or
katha.
So what you are hearing, japa or katha?
It's not fixed though. Sometimes my japa, like my consciousness is so right on the money that I can hear it
That's
properly.
inattentive japa. That's not good. You can hear katha and then start your japa if you want to. So just chant. The holy name itself will raise your consciousness. Chant Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya first and chant your rounds. So if at all a preparation is required, Prabhupada gave us Mangala Arati. So you sing Mangala Arati and then chant. Sing Samsara Damandala, sing Narsingha Arati, sing Tulsi Arati, water Tulsi Arati, and then chant. So if at all that is required, you do that. Just stick to Prabhupada's formula. You can do Arati nice, you cannot, then you sing. Or directly chant, both is okay. But both katha and japa together, then you are hearing one and not hearing another. So then inattentive chant.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Thanks a lot for the nice suggestions about chanting. It is really clearing the air for many people, including me, because I was doing chanting in my traveling, and which is not the right way, and you can't count it as an attentive chanting. Thank you for that valuable suggestion. And second thing, even which Siddharth Prabhuji also did, like to get motivation or like to concentrate on that one, that is also, you are not able to hear Katha, at the same time you are not able to hear your chanting. That is also clearing the doubts. But I just have a normal query, Prabhuji, about because some devotees claim they will be chanting, they complete the rounds in 5 minutes, and some devotees claim they even though it is for 5 minutes, are able to hear the round, hear the mantra very minutely. But if you really want to hear one Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, this Mahamantra at least taking us 2 seconds to 3 seconds time. And if we calculate into 108 into 3 seconds, at least it is leading us to 8 minutes to 9 minutes. So is there any standard time for a particular round that we have to complete it? Or is there anything Srila Prabhupada has advised us? Is there anything, something like that? I just want to know. Thanks.
So 3 seconds makes how many minutes?
23, 60, 324. Yeah, something like that. 108 into 3 seconds, so it should be increase of 24 and 3 minutes.
So everybody has a different speed and we don't have to compare or judge others. Main thing is chanting should be loud, clear and distinct. So if somebody is doing fast but it's clear and distinct, that's fine. If you're not sure, record your chanting and hear it. And you will know whether it's clear and distinct. So each syllable and each name should be clear and distinct. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So very slow and very fast, both are not good. So many devotees, when start, they take 7.5 minutes, and as they become practice, they take 6 minutes, 6.5. So that's an average which works. But don't stick to the average. Make sure you're loud, clear, and distinct. Not missing your beats in between. So it's individual. There's no recommended speed or recommended minutes. Okay? Yes, Radhika. Go. You.
Follow up here.
Yeah.
You said slow is not good as well, but then when you hear on like on YouTube the kachas and the kirtans, like when you sing it here, we're not singing it really quick. So in terms of speed and the slowness, why is that not? Why does that not count?
Very slow, the mind gets a gap. Because if you first time doing very slow, mind will enjoy it. But after a long time, if you're doing every day and very slow, mind will find a gap to go. So it should be what. So your slow may be my fast and vice versa. So what is good for your attention, that you do. Right?
So like with kirtan, there's different beats and rhythm.
We are talking about japa.
Yeah, but not to apply that to japa. Or does
No,
it-
now we are talking about japa. Kirtan is okay. Kirtan can be slow, melodious, fast. It's music. Japa should be something that's attentive.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Okay. Who decides? Yes, Mother.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Back to like Siddharth Prabhu's question, in our group one of the Mataji was saying the same thing, that while chanting she put the lecture in the background. But I heard in the another lecture that if you listen the lecture and do the chanting, is it nama aparadh? Is it correct?
Well, yeah, you are not attentive, so it's nama aparadh. Yeah, yeah.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, you were saying earlier that like multitasking while chanting, which is like maybe when you're traveling or walking or anything like that, is not attentive chanting. Then doesn't that mean that japa walks are not good?
Japa is good. Walk is good. Japa walk is good. Right. If somebody is not able to sit and chant, feeling sleepy, or mind is too much running, so you can let it stand up, walk, and again sit. But exclusively going for a walk because of bodily requirement and chanting to save time or something like that, that's not good. If you are walking very slow and fully concentrate on holy name, I would say okay. But if you are walking medium or fast pace, then most of the blood goes inside in the legs. The focus is not there on holy name. Right? There is no concept called japa walk in scriptures. And eventually japa walks become japa talk. So it should not be because I have to do my daily walking, so let me do it with chanting. Chanting should be an exclusive activity. And if somebody wants to really hear holy name, Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, very full energy, you will never be able to walk. I have tried that. Just sit and you want to hear. You will never be able to do the same round by walking. Because when you are hearing complete full energy, then you have no energy to walk. Okay? So not a good habit. Yeah.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. My question is that I get into these phases where one phase is going on very nice chanting, Brahma, everything. Obviously I feel good and everything. But then something will come up, either I'm not well or I travel or something will come to break that schedule, and then it is really hard to get back into the routine. So what can I do to, like, obviously we live in the material world.
So do the hard thing.
Yeah.
Do it. Again struggle and do it. Like children, when they start walking, they fall. What should they do?
They get back up again.
Again fall. Now what should they do?
Get back again. Yeah.
Again fall. Now what should they do?
Get back up again.
Again fall.
Get back up again.
You got my answer? Or should we make them fall again?
So basically get back up.
Struggle. Keep on struggling. This struggle is worth it. And better than struggling again in the womb of the mother next life. So we struggle.
And I had one more, Prabhu. So 4:30 is the recommended time for Mangalarti. So if we get up early and we do from 4 to 4:30, then we take a break at 4:30, do Mangalarti and then continue?
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Very good.
Krishna Chaitanya Mike.
Sorry, Prabhu Shuttles. I'm asking a question on behalf of Bhakti Mataji. Is it, we see sometimes even in temple that we, during japa times, we put Srila Prabhupada's chanting Mahamantra in the background, and then devotees will try to chant together. So it's bona fide, right? It's okay to have the Prabhupada chanting Mahamantra in the background and we chant along?
Whose question is this? Yeah, you can ask also directly. So, well, the way I brought up in ISKCON, we never did that. So I have seen it only few temples. I think especially they do it in temples in Australia because there's sometimes nobody. So it is not a required part of the process and is optional. If it helps the devotees, they can do it. If it doesn't help you, you can avoid it. If you want to do it, you can do it in lower volume. And if it is temple policy and you don't like it, stop thinking about it. Adjust it and sit in the opposite corner. Right? So it's an optional thing. For somebody it may be helpful. It's there. Somebody may have got benefit, that's why it's continuing. My personal is I would not prefer. Because chanting means there are two things. You have to chant and you have to hear your chanting. I chant and Prabhupada chant and I hear Prabhupada's chanting, that's not the process. Then eventually people will just use the fingers and hear Prabhupada's chanting. That's not the process. The process is you chant and you hear your chanting. That's the process. So if proper chanting doesn't affect that process, that's fine. Yeah? Okay? Please.
Now people outside of here are going to wonder why in ISKCON temple there's always a group of devotees in the corner, furthest away from the speaker.
Yeah.
We can use this one, that's one.
So we have to hear our chanting, not even neighbors chanting. So when you're chanting in group, you should not chant so loudly that your neighbors cannot chant. Okay? Krishna Chaitanya.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah.
So Prabhuji, is that okay to chant without bath? Because, for example, I have to start my job 8 o'clock in the morning. So if I wake up 4 o'clock, then within half an hour,
It's okay because it's not required.
Because I heard a lecture, they said like if you don't have a shower, then 50% of the potency will be gone. Is that right or?
Complete nonsense.
So that's
100% nonsense. It's not like that. Chanting has no rule. How 50% chanting will go with the absence of bath? No. Complete nonsense. There's no such rule like that. Yeah?
Thank you.
Yes.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, thank you very much for your wonderful question and answer session. My current situation is a bit difficult in the sense that I live by myself and I am a shift worker. And I am trying to finish my 16 round as much as possible within the day. It is manageable on the days that I do a morning and afternoon shift, but then when I do night shifts, it's really hard to finish it at 16 rounds in a day. So previously, I tried to sit down and chant, but especially on night shift, I can't finish the 16 round, which means that when I finish 4 or 5 night shifts in a row, it would have accumulated, and by the time it comes to my day off, I think I might have like 30 rounds, and it puts me off. So then now what I'm trying to do, which is not ideal, but my approach to my situation is, I'm going to do everything I possibly can to finish the round, because my situation is such at the moment, but hopefully things will change later and I can try a little bit better, different techniques later. But what I'm doing right now is not ideal, but that is my approach. What could you suggest, or how can I approach this situation?
So the day is not, when you have night shift, you're not able to chant.
I do chant, but I can't do 16 because I'm sleeping for most of the day.
No, do 16.
Yeah, but even if I try to do 16, then I'm taking shortcuts. So I don't want to do that.
No, do it. Do 16.
So is it okay if I do it by? I know it's not ideal, but what I'm trying to do now is like when I'm driving back, I'm chanting, which I know you said is not ideal. But if I don't do all this, then I can't finish at 16 within that day.
So night duty is for longer hours, or because you get very tired and you need to sleep most of the day awake?
Yeah, so my night shift is about 10.5 hours.
Okay. No, I would say if you are sorting it out by doing less than 16, so that you can accumulate and do, that's not a good idea. You do 16, try to do 16. Don't do less than 16 and accumulate it and then do it later. That's what you're doing, right?
Yeah, but when I try to do that 16, I'm unable to do it, which means that it becomes inattentive and I'm chanting while I'm driving to finish that 16 within the day, which I feel guilty for, but
No. Don't do less than 16. If you do 16, your situation is unique, you figure it out, do 16. This way, to do 10, 12 and accumulate it, that is not a good idea. It may be less than ideal, but Doing less than 16 is a worse situation. Right? Okay.
Skipping night shift.
Well, I am going with the assumption that's not possible. Otherwise, I would say leave job only. Because it worked for me.
Hare Krishna,
Yes.
Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
So Prabhuji, when we know that the last round was inattentive, then what's the remedy? Like, is it still counts
Yeah.
within the 16 or shall we repeat that?
Yeah. Well, if you have that inclination, you repeat. That's good. That's good inclination. If not, then okay, next day you do better. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes.
So we are running out of time. So this will be the last question because we have Aarti. Go ahead.
Prabhu, in the morning when we are having these time constraints, should we give preference to completing, should not be a target to complete the 16 rounds in the morning, but should we give preference to completing 16 rounds or give preference to the deity worship or Mangalarti?
Well, if there's one of them, then chanting. But if you have deities at home for a long time and there's already a standard set, then they should not miss their arti and all.
And is it doing the Mangal, if we are having the deities at home, doing the Mangalarti is compulsory?
Eventually yes, but it depends on what standard is set as of now. If the standard set is one arti per day, then it can be any time, morning or evening. We can have a schedule. Eventually yes. In temple we follow Krishna's schedule. In house Krishna follows our schedule.
Thank you, Prabhu.
So we have similar thing. I can have my reading part covered, chanting also covered, but I'm missing my deity worship part. So what should I do?
So add what you are missing.
I don't have time.
So you have deities at home, and then they have to receive an arti. Do they receive?
Yes or no?
Sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes they may say.
Okay. Yeah, you'll have to eventually work it out. If not in the morning, evening you do arti. Or divide it among family members. Somebody does arti in a rotation basis. Right? If you have 4 members, then one can take. And weekends you can do personally. So even kids can do arti, no problem.
So what is the minimum age for the kids to perform arti?
No age. If they can take bath, they can do arti. Yeah.
So evening means we can do the Gaur Aarti only, right?
Well, as I told you, when the deities are welcomed, a standard is set. That my dear Lord, please come to my house. I'll feed you 2 times. I do 1 arti. So then that has to be there. So there's a contract there. So then he comes to our house knowing that he should not expect more than this. Otherwise it will be offense. Right? His requirement is 6 artis and bhogas, right? It's temple standard. But when we are inviting house, we can have a home standard. But then we cannot play with the standard. So we should set a standard and that we should maintain.
Okay, so thank you so much, Gokuleshwar Prabhu, for answering all these wonderful questions. Question answer sessions are going to be every day. So you're not going to miss out. We have 3 more days or 2 more days to ask questions.
And you can catch me around any time.
Yes.
Just don't knock my door. And even my number is there with devotees. If somebody wants to ask later on, I'm happy to.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So,
Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki
His Grace Gokuleshwar Prabhu ki. So we sincerely